The ancient Egyptians are one of the most mysterious civilizations in history. Their architectural marvels, like the pyramids and the Sphinx, have fascinated scholars for centuries. But beneath these monumental achievements lies a world of strange and complex rituals. These ancient customs reveal much about how Egyptians saw life, death, and the forces beyond. From communicating with gods to preserving the dead for eternity, the rituals of ancient Egypt tell a story of a culture deeply connected to both the material and spiritual worlds. Communicating with the gods. In ancient Egypt, everything, life, health, prosperity, and the Nile's yearly flooding, depended on the gods. To ensure favor, the Egyptians engaged in detailed and often strange rituals. Priests were the primary intermediaries between the people and their deities. They would prepare by purifying themselves with hours of washing, fasting, and reciting specific prayers to be worthy of entering a god's temple. Once inside, they would offer food, drink, and incense, all with the belief that these gifts pleased the god's spirit. Rituals included singing hymns, chanting spells, and even dressing statues in intricate clothing, as if they were living beings. This was how they believed the gods could be kept satisfied, ensuring harmony and balance in the land. 2. The mystery of mummification. Mummification is perhaps the most well-known Egyptian ritual, but the process is far stranger than most realize. Ancient Egyptians believed the body had to be preserved for the soul to live on in the afterlife. However, the mummification process itself was not a simple embalming. First, the brain was removed through the nose using specialized hooks, a practice reserved only for the dead. Then, other internal organs were carefully extracted, preserved separately, and stored in canopic jars, each protected by its own guardian god. The heart, considered the center of intelligence and emotion, was left inside the body. The body was then dried with a mineral called natron, stuffed with linen or straw, and wrapped meticulously in linen strips. Every step of the process was accompanied by specific prayers and spells, showing that mummification wasn't just physical preservation, but a spiritual journey into eternity. 3. Journey to the afterlife. Egyptians had an intricate view of the afterlife, and the rituals preparing for it were equally complex. They believed the soul had to pass through the underworld, known as Duat, where it faced numerous challenges and dangerous creatures. To ensure safe passage, the dead were equipped with the Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and instructions to navigate the afterlife. Family members would recite specific prayers and perform rituals to support the soul on its journey. One of the most important rites was the weighing of the heart. The heart was weighed against a feather, symbolizing Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul could enter paradise. If not, it would be devoured by a fearsome creature named Ammit, ending its journey. This ritual reflects how central the concepts of morality and justice were to Egyptian beliefs. 4. The role of animals in rituals. Animals held a unique place in Egyptian society, often considered earthly embodiments of gods. This belief led to rituals involving specific animals that Egyptians saw as sacred. Cats, for instance, were revered as symbols of Bastet, the goddess of home and fertility. Many homes kept cats as protectors, and harming them was punishable by death. Certain temples also kept sacred animals, such as the Apis bull, associated with the god Ptah. This bull was treated like royalty, adorned in precious jewelry and given the finest food. When the bull died, it was mummified and buried, with ceremonies rivaling those of pharaohs. Some animals, like crocodiles and ibis birds, were raised specifically for sacrifice and mummification, believed to carry messages to the gods. This dedication to animal worship and sacrifice shows the Egyptians' complex relationship with the natural world and their belief that every creature had a role in the divine order. 5. Magical amulets and symbols. To Egyptians, magic, or asteriskika, was a natural force that existed in all things. Rituals involving amulets and symbols were believed to protect, heal, or bring good fortune. Amulets were made in the shape of powerful symbols, like the Ankh, representing life, or the Eye of Horus, symbolizing protection. These charms were crafted from precious stones, gold, or even common materials like clay, depending on the wearer's social status. The wealthiest Egyptians could commission priests to bless these amulets with spells, making them even more powerful. For example, the scarab beetle, symbolizing rebirth, was often placed over the heart of mummies as a protective charm. Egyptians wore these amulets daily and believed they could channel the power of the gods, a blend of faith and superstition that governed much of their lives. Six-dot festivals and rites for the dead. The Egyptians didn't believe in a quiet afterlife. They thought the spirits of the dead continued to interact with the living. One of the most significant rituals was the Feast of the Valley, a festival that honored deceased family members. During the celebration, families visited their ancestors' tombs, bringing offerings of food and drink to feed the spirits. They even slept overnight in these tombs, believing it allowed them to reconnect with loved ones. Funerary priests would perform rituals to awaken the senses of the dead, so they could smell, taste, and see the offerings. This festival was a reminder of the strong bond Egyptians felt with their ancestors, and their belief that even in death, family ties remained unbreakable. The strange rituals of the ancient Egyptians weren't mere superstitions. They were complex expressions of faith, family, and respect for the divine. From elaborate mummification processes to the intricate rites for communicating with gods, each ritual provided a pathway to understanding the mysteries of life, death, and beyond. Even now, thousands of years later, these practices continue to intrigue and inspire, reminding us of humanity's enduring quest to understand the unknown. Make sure to subscribe for more interesting content.